Today's video is all about comparing the black zone to the blue zone in terms of fame farming and silver making. Now, what I've done is I've taken two examples when going to the black zone. One is the mists, and the other is farming a tier 8 black zone area. And I am using a budget set, but I have cherry-picked the footage, meaning that I have picked the best possible outcomes for this black zone. That means I win every fight or escape all the gank attempts. I farm a fair amount of fame and silver for the time that I spend there. And overall, nothing bad technically really happens to my character except for the usual stuff that always happens when you go to the black zone. But I don't die, and I don't get chased away too often, and I do manage to mostly pull out a win where it counts. And then I'm comparing it to blue zone activities, where I have the worst runs possible. That means when I go to the blue zone, there's too many people farming, it's the weekend, everyone's online, I get no baby drops when I gather, I get no tome drops, I get horrible luck, and just, the worst possible runs, and we're going to see which one wins. So the first run will be in the Black Zone Mist, entering from Brazilian, so it's just a common mist. I show the starting combat fame credits on my screen. Everything that I am using is maximum spec, and I don't even have an offhand, so I could be earning a tiny bit more, but it's a 1 in 1/58 of a decimal more. So here is the first gank attempt, and because I have a puddle on the ground and I'm frozen, I can't run to my mountain time. This guy runs over my puddle, putting me in combat with him, but I'm pretty confident I can take on dual swords. Even with puddle spells, I'm a very confident cursed player. It's my main weapon. Luckily, this guy here below me saves me. That guy was geared out the wazoo, and I don't know what his deal was, but he didn't want to kill me, and, if he inspected me, most of the time people kill rats. So 99% of the time I would have been dead there. Also, I get approached by 3 people as I'm trying to down the boss, because I'm here to fame farm. I'm here to get some loot, fame farm, clear the camps, get some treasure. Now, this 4.1 guy, he would not leave me alone. He was just a little 4.1 crossbow player. He saw me as an equal opportunity, fight. So I could either leave the mists or dismount and fight him. And I thought, hey, this is more entertaining for the viewers. And it's an okay fight. We both kind of, hit and miss here and there. But I think that he could have technically won this because, I don't know. But he does Cleric Robe my first E. Which sucks. I miss my helmet fire breath attack there. Not playing very good. I never said I was the best, but hey, Curse kind of carries itself. He knocks me back during my E-cast, meaning I don't Curse explode him, which is really bad, but he makes the mistake of, chasing me within laser range, so I get a good trade there. And I decide to commit here because he missed his second knockback W, so I get a Curse explosion. If he went all in and hit me with his Qs and his E, I would have died here. But there you go, that's my 300th kill. I got the achievement there. Pretty exciting stuff. And his loot's only worth 40k. My set's worth 50k. It's not even worth it for me to fight. It's not worth it for him to fight. I don't know why he wanted to fight. Maybe he just wants the thrill of battle. I try to fight the mini-boss again, but more players approach. Another curse user. I have to run again. I try again. 2 more people approach. I'm still not able to do the boss, so I abandon it. As I explore the other part of the map, this 8.1 Chillhowl guy blows his boots to try to chase me down and kill me. Again, I'm only worth 50k here. I see 2 people fighting, so, part of the mists is ratting, and the curse staff is the best at ratting. So, of course, I'm going to try to get some kills, and this guy, he even says rats. He's like, rats! And for whatever reason, the nature staff guy, instead of securing the kill or helping me kill this dude, goes after me instead, which I don't really see the point, but he immediately blows invis. I try to hit him. I did hit him there with my stalker jackets, but he flees for whatever reason. I guess he's intimidated. I don't know. I actually killed a critter there, and off I go because I'm not going to fight a healer. That takes way too long. So we're only 10 minutes in, and I've had to dodge multiple murder attempts. I have not been able to farm efficiently. I go to another mist because I cleared that map mostly. So this Bear Paws ganker here decides he wants to gank me, but I'm able to juke him pretty good. Since I'm a Bear Paws player myself in yellow zones, I know exactly what I would do if I was chasing this target, which is me. And he's clearly way overgeared me. I wouldn't be able to fight him anyway, so I just leave. My mount's wounded. I can be easily dismounted here. I decide to farm some mobs. Just take care of business, get some chests, try to go to the next camp, collect that and loot, collect that fame, so I can see. And then I get approached by a curse user, much more better geared than me, and I have to flee. He burns Wanderlust to try to catch me. I'm only worth 50k. I don't know why. He just wants blood. Curse staff users, we just want to kill. So I have to flee. There's no way I can, stand toe-to-toe with that dude. He even has Cleric, I believe, Cowl. So I try a Spider here. Really excited. I really want to get this on video and be like, hey, look how much I made. But an enemy player approaches, I have to leave because he outgears me. So I'm not able to do the Spider, and then I try to come back for the Spider later, but they already cleared it. Him and, I don't know, somebody got it. But it's back to fame farming and clearing the camps. And that's basically it, because I'm just drained. I am constantly staring at my screen. I am constantly paranoid of gankers. And I'm like, okay, 24 minutes, that's good enough. Let's see how much we earned. So I put the combat fame credits that we earned on screen. It's really not that good. I'll show you later why, because I can farm it in like a minute and a half, I guarantee. Also, we earned 100k silver with risking only 50k, not bad. Next up is Tier 8 Black Zone open world farming. Again, the starting combat fame credits is shown, and all of this here is just traveling to a Tier 8 zone. Here's the thing. I am not in a guild, and I don't want to be in some crappy guild. None of the guilds in this game really interest me all that much. Maybe Mean Shocks or Jax, but they have members that I wouldn't get along with, so it's just better if I don't bother joining. So it took me 10 minutes to get here, and then I start open world mob farming. I did farm a few mobs on the way, so technically I could have got here maybe 30 seconds faster. It's not a big deal. But essentially, each mob I kill is about 7 or 8k fame, 1.6 to 2,000 silver. Now, here's an interesting part, okay? I pull too many mobs trying to be cocky, and I get down. Look right there. Someone is invisible, and they could execute me right now. They wouldn't get aggro. They could just straight up lop my head off while I'm kneeling on the ground, but they chose not to. So, I guess my crappy loot saves me there. Anyway, so I farm some more mobs. Not a big deal. And I see some people fighting here in just a bit, I think. I'm pretty sure. But, just farming mobs, trying to get that fame up, get that silver up, and yeah, here we go. So I hear people fighting. Now, most of the time, people are going to be so geared you can't really do this, especially in the black zones. But I do manage to tag. I thought I could maybe snipe the kill so I can loot this dude immediately. This guy goes invis. Everyone goes invis on me. It's like a recurring theme today. I don't have food buff, so I can't tell if I'm hitting him, but he does juke me bottom right, I believe, and he leaves. I have to camp this body for a minute now so I can get the loot, because I know he was a little bit juicy. This guy, if someone invites you, they're looking to see if you're in a group, so just never accept. They're not trying to be friendly. They're not trying to be your friend and party up and adventure. No, this guy is my adversary, so I'm going to pre-stack curses on him, because if he decides to dismount, he starts the fight fully stacked on curses, and that's huge damage, especially since I have 100 spec. I have 700 spec across all curse staffs. I don't really bother to push it to 120. I could deal a little bit more damage if I did. Actually, it scales really well, so it'd be a lot more damage, but it's so much work. I'm still considering it. I haven't decided if I want to yet. I'm only worth 50k, so if I die, all I lost was my time. This guy decides to commit. Big mistake on his part, because I've armor shredded him. I've got my Stalker Jacket going. He blew his Cleric Cowl early, which means I get a free Curse Explosion on him, and that's huge for this fight, meaning he can't keep up. I juke and dodge the point-blank axes like a Chad, and he is now invis. Everyone's going invis on me today. So he pops up. He tries to run away, but he hits a wall. Oops, laser beam, sniped. I thought about adding sound effects to this video since I'm already editing it anyway. And this poor guy gets caught between me and a Boltcaster guy. What's he gonna do? He's dead. He's just gonna slap the Boltcaster guy. Why does the Boltcaster guy shoot me though? I don't get it. He had to shoot me one time and then run away. Anyway, this guy didn't have much loot because the other guy probably yoinked it all. So anyway, now you'll notice that this guy wants revenge that I just killed. He lives nearby in one of these outposts, so he follows me around the whole time. So it takes me 10 minutes to get here. It takes him 1 minute to get here. That's another reason why I don't like going to the Black Zone, because it's every advantage to the person in a guild. And he's got friends in Discord. He's probably like, oh, Swole Benji's in our zone. Let's get him. I wait out the outlaw timer. I teleport back to town. And this is how much combat fame credits I earned. And then I show how much silver I earned, but then I realize I'm wearing some of my victim's gear, and I have to like take it off and just show the actual values so that we have a good fair estimate. So I take off the food potions because I didn't buy those, and then I put on my normal cape. It's 180k, not bad. It could be better if my targets were more Gucci and if I, was able to secure loot a little better. But look at this, guys. Okay, so now I need to farm 642,858 combat fame credits to match what we did in 48 minutes in the Black Zone. Look how fast I do that in a tier 4 static blue zone. 100% safe, 0 risk. I'll never lose my looter gear. And here we are. We did it in 3 minutes, okay? So, what takes 48 minutes to farm in the black zone, I was able to do in 3 minutes in a blue zone. That's fame farming, okay? I wish silver was that easy, but it's still pretty damn easy. And here's the thing, when I'm you know, static farming in a blue zone, I don't have to worry about who's gonna gank me. I don't have to worry about losing my loot. And so this is now the gathering part of the video where I'm going to go skinning, and also I'll grab fiber or metals if they're enchanted. And I'm just running around skinning mobs. That's all I'm doing here, and this is the worst run ever. I don't get any baby drops, no gathering tome drops, no 4.3s. If I did, it would be way faster. But I did about 24 minutes of skinning, and that made 281,000 silver. So I made that in 23 minutes, where it took 48 minutes in the black zone, right? So if you add up my time, 23 minutes plus 3 minutes, we're at 26 minutes to get the exact same results as going to the black zone. And remember, the black zone was a lucky trip, okay? I didn't die. I dodged all the gankers. I survived. Most of the time, you don't. So I'm taking the best possible black zone footage and comparing it with the worst possible blue zone footage. All right, and just to prove a point that you don't need journals to earn what I earned, because I did use 24 journals there, I'm doing it again, but this time with stone gathering, which stone is known as the worst resource in the game. So I go stone gathering, no journals this time. I'm only gathering tier 2 and tier 3, so there's no chance at a gathering tome drop. I actually get a skill tome drop, and I trash it for the integrity of the video. Just so I don't end it too early, but it did take me 28 minutes, and I earned technically a little bit more. And here's the thing too, right? All the loot that I got in the black zone, I didn't factor in the cost of repairing it before selling it, which is pretty big, because, you know, loot gets heavily damaged in PvP, right? But here, I actually take into consideration the repair cost, which I'll show here in just a bit on the screen. So I earned 327,000 in 28 minutes, and then the repairs were 38,000. And then I also show that, well, it's not over yet, because I live in Bridgewatch, and the tier 2 material is free to refine. So I refined it to blocks, and now I'm at 443,000 silver in 28 minutes. At the end of the day, the blue zone is clearly better, and here's why. Sure, you could go to the black zone and stumble across a guy about to die, finish him off, and he has 20 million worth of loot on him. Sure, you could maybe solo a spider and no one jumps you. Sure, you could open some chests and get some loot worth, you know, hundreds of thousands, perhaps even a few million. But you cannot consistently go to the black zone and have these things happen. They will randomly happen, and it feels good when they do, and it might be fun and exciting for you to fight other players. But the absolute majority of the time, you're going to die. You're going to be killed. You're not going to get good drops. You're going to be jumped when you're vulnerable. You're going to die several times over, losing all of that silver and all of that time spent traveling to the darker, deeper parts of the black zone. And if you do mists, it's very, very rare that you don't get just destroyed by the 8.3 players. Yes, sometimes there might be, you know, in the early mornings that all the streamers are asleep and whatnot, and you can maybe get away with farming a few of the areas, but even then, all the other rats are going to be gnawing at your ankles. All the other, like, 6.1, 7.1, 8.1 players are also going to chase you down and kill you because they see you as a rat or as a threat. And at the end of the day, the blue zone is always consistent. Always. Every time you go do a blue zone gathering or fame farming activity, you will almost always make the same amount of silver or fame, and throughout the long run, consistent results are far better and far more reliable. They may not be as fun, but my argument is that I don't have to be stressed out, looking at the edges and the corners of my screen, thinking only about the game. I can binge watch entire seasons of anime, movies, listen to music, watch YouTube, watch streamers. I can do anything and everything else while I do a blue zone activity, and at the end of the day, that honestly makes the activity far more fun for someone like me, because I don't really find the PvP in this game all that thrilling when compared to other games. But with that said, what do you think? Let me know in the comments. Let me know your stories. I'm curious. And finally, make sure you like the video. I read every comment, so leave a comment. And on the right side of your screen is a video you should absolutely watch. If you don't click it, then you're never going to have another good luck run in the Black Zone ever again. That's right, so you better click it.